Yep. Hello, everyone.
Hello, howdy. You just missed it. I was talking about my kung fu kicks. Are we actually going to read this time? Do you feel like reading Adastra today, Josh?
No, read your line.
Besides, what exactly is he? Oh shit, he is here. What's up?
Amicus and I stare in surprise at Cassius, as Cassius stares back at us with what looks like even more surprise.
He's really bad about staying in his own fucking business.
Well, you see, he knows all, so he has to snoop on everyone to know all.
I suppose so, huh?
Then his eyes narrow. Excuse me. He tries to move around us, but Amicus blocks his way, growling.
What the hell are you doing in here, Cassius?
Amicus seems to reserve his actual yelling only for Cassius, so it makes me jump when I hear it. Cassius collects himself quickly, despite Amicus's intimidating snarls. Not much of your business, is it?
Oh my god. If you're in my room, then it is my business. What are you doing?
The wolf starts to advance on Cassius, stopping just feet away. Move, Amicus. Otherwise, I'm calling Kato.
Do it. Oh.
Amicus eyes Cassius closely, and then finally pulls back, folding his arms.
Snooping around to find something that might give you a chance in the trial. I can tell you now that you'll be coming up short.
Obviously. You've nothing to offer to help me win.
Then why come here?
Cassius ignores the other wolf, walking past Amicus before passing by me. He turns then. And I shouldn't be worried after the pitiable display you and your pet put on. He turns to me, and I can't help but frown at him. As stupid as he is ugly. I know that Cassius is just trying to get under Amicus' skin. He knows that he cares about me. But as Cassius reaches out to brush my chin with the paw, I can't stop myself from batting it away. Cassius' eyes widen then, and I see his paw draw back. I flinch, but immediately Amicus is there, reaching out to grab Cassius by his cape. The smaller wolf is pulled back from me, but Amicus doesn't stop there. As Cassius stumbled past Amicus, the bigger wolf swings his paw. Amicus struck Cassius square in the nose. Cool, okay. Cassius immediately goes down on his ass, at which point I hear another sound. Amicus and I stare down at the smaller wolf as he sits there, stunned. Then he suddenly scrambles up to his feet, a paw to his rear.
Oh, did he break his butt bone?
Amicus, you bastard! You tail-raising lover of ass!
Look at his bleeding nose. What a bitch.
He's a little bit.
He is a bitch.
What a bitch.
He is
Right?
a bitch.
I take a step back as Cassius practically sprays blood from his mouth. Amicus pulls me to his side, eyes narrowed, but I can feel his heart hammering against my shoulder. I'll throw you both in the dungeon for that. I'll have him executed when I'm emperor. I see tears start spilling out of Cassius's eyes before he turns and stumbles out of the room, his tail hanging limply at his side. Amicus and I stand there for a while longer after he leaves, the silence almost oppressive after the loud fight. A few minutes later, Amicus is flat on his stomach, looking under his bed as he mumbles something under his breath. I stand awkwardly off to the side, watching as he sweeps a paw underneath, as if feeling for something. What are you doing? Amicus grunts as he gets to his knees, then stands up, looking up at the ceiling, as he turns in a slow circle.
Looking for whatever Cass might have been doing.
You know what he was doing?
I have my suspicions.
Which are... Amicus stops his turning and looks at me. folding his arms.
Well, I'm not sure, but a recording device possibly, or he was just snooping for information.
Can we just ask Calm?
No, his capabilities are very limited despite what his intelligence might suggest. He doesn't record our activities specifically, so we can't spy on each other. Rules put in place millennia ago.
I sigh and look at the door, still feeling a little shaken up at what had happened. Why can't you lock the door or something? Emika shrugs.
That's something only the Emperor can do. Again, rules have been in place for a very long time.
That doesn't seem safe.
Well, only the most trusted are allowed in the palace after all, which tends to only be family.
Aside from Neferdu.
Aside from him, yes.
You don't have much freedom for being the Emperor's son.
You just noticed?
Amicus huffs and stands in the middle of the room, his arms folded, a deep frown on his face. He was probably just trying to find out what you're planning for the next trial. We know some stuff about him already. Amicus continues to look concerned. What is it? Amicus lowers his voice.
Worry it might have something to do with you. After what he said as he was leaving, it's left me uneasy, is all.
Oh, yeah, that thing about executing me. I haven't had time to think about that possibility of someone on the verge of near absolute power wanting me dead yet. Do you think he was serious? Amicus is quiet for a moment.
No, but obviously I'm not going to assume he wasn't. I won't even give him a chance at emperorship now.
I frown. Wait, didn't you give him a chance for emperorship, though?
Oopsie daisy.
By
Whoopsie.
letting him win the first try.
Whoopsie.
And you were going to before?
No, I'm just gonna make extra sure now.
I'm quiet, deciding to sit on the bed instead. I don't like the situation I don't like that this situation has become a lot more serious than it already was. After a moment, Amicus comes to sit next to me. That depression he creates in the mattress forces me to lean sideways into him. He wraps an arm around me.
Don't worry about it at all. He has no chance, and besides, I wouldn't let him touch you.
How would you be able to do that if he's the Emperor, though?
Well, I'm also his older brother. Some relationships don't change, even if the official ones do.
I stay quiet, unconvinced.
Anyway, it would look awfully bad on his record. He just let his anger get the best of him. He'll quickly forget about the matter with the next trial coming up.
Amicus squeezes me.
And this is all assuming he'd win. He won't.
That's what you said last time. Aw.
Sorry.
Aw.
Shut up.
I see.
And we had
A yawn, perhaps?
Shut up. We had an unforeseeable mishap last time. There isn't much possibility for one of those to happen in this trial.
We sit there for a while longer, Amicus rubbing my shoulder with his paw. Despite my raising anxiety, it's comforting, and before long I'm leaning my head against the shoulder.
Well, that was fun. We beat the shit out of Cassius. How cool is that?
Just one Punchu.
One Punchu is very good.
No, Cassius is fine. He's just an entitled piece of shit.
Yeah, he is.
Which is also the same thing that Amicus is.
I mean, but, you know. At least he's nicer.
We're just spending more time with
Well, I mean,
with Amicus.
I don't know. Cassius just doesn't seem nice. Period.
He doesn't need to be.
I mean, you know, he doesn't need to be, but I'm sure it'd be preferable for most people.
He's nice to Alex.
Nice enough to Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Still, you know, considers him a lesser being.
Yes, but Alex seems to like his relationship with Cassius.
Or he's just,
so who knows how they are behind
he's just
closed
tolerating
doors.
it because he understands how this works.
Wouldn't that be just okay then?
Well, then you get into the whole, like, you know, free will,
Cultural difference thing.
sort of deal. It's
Exactly.
kind of tricky,
Yeah.
you know. Like by
What about our dear friend Umbreon, who's actually just poking his head into everyone's business?
He's done nothing wrong. Also, fuck you. Pewish.
What about Kato?
What about Kato? Kato's just a curmudgeonly old guy who's just here.
Yeah, still doing the caramel dancing every night.
What?
Do you not remember us saying that before? where we had this. Remember, it was that who was the Fortnite player? It was definitely Nephanu, right?
No, it wasn't. I thought it was Amicus.
Amicus and Nephanu play Fortnite.
Yeah, definitely. That's right.
Cassius is a competitive, like, Call of Duty player.
Yeah.
We all know it.
So do you think he would do Call of Duty, but also maybe do, like, fighting games competitively?
Do you think he's a League player?
Oh, absolutely.
He's a League
Cassius
player.
just reads league player. What a fuck.
You're jungling wrong.
What a fuck, man. No, absolutely. He absolutely plays League. He thinks he's so much better than everyone, especially Dota 2 players. I bet Virginia plays Dota 2.
Oh, yeah, she does. Oh, yeah. She's that and competitive Catherine.
Absolutely. The biggest brain game. Competitive Catherine. Hell
okay,
yeah.
no joke, though. Competitive Catherine is some of the most hype shit to watch. Like,
oh my god.
I don't remember what year they did competitive Catherine at Evo, but I remember seeing that on the docket and just going, what do you mean Catherine is at Evo? Isn't that like not a... And then I watched the stream and was like, holy shit.
I mean, it's hype, but like, it's not a fighting game though.
No, shut up.
But it's not, Josh.
If Smash is allowed to be there, then so is Catherine.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Yeah?
I mean, no, Virginia
Would you rather watch a Smash tournament or a competitive Catherine tournament?
Well, I've never watched competitive Catherine before.
It's pretty good.
Is it pretty good?
It's pretty good.
I'll have to look into that because I do enjoy watching people go ham on those levels. They're pretty fun.
Oh, it's fast.
And I've been a part of Smash tournaments, and they're only so fun because I'm like very middle of the road. I'm maybe upper middle, but I'm very middle of the road.
No. Remember, this is a free household. You can just say it's not fun because it's Smash.
But I have fun playing Smash.
Is that what you've convinced yourself what fun is?
I could just be delusional, but I don't know.
Like, you could just be playing Guilty Gear and having a much more
a great
fun
time.
Right?
Absolutely fantastic time.
You could be playing that.
I kind of... I should get Strive, huh?
Maybe.
I do like Strive.
Or you can get the re-release of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, the Ultimate Suplex Hold remastered edition.
The whole name.
Were you gonna keep going?
I think that's the end. They chopped off the Ultimate Suplex Hold in specifically the American release.
You know that tracks.
And I'm like, no fun allowed.
I mean, it's the same thing for Persona 5 Strikers when it was called Shibuya Shuffle, which is a way better name.
There's another one of these boxes out there.
Why?
I don't know.
For us?
I don't know. I didn't look at the name.
But it's in front of our door?
It's in front of our door.
Who the hell orders that? I didn't order it.
I don't know. It's gotta... I guess I should probably bring it in so no one trips over it in the morning. Me. It would be me.
You never know, it could be the Darien.
Oh yeah, I guess Darian has to go work out tomorrow with Brian.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like gonna be...
Let's see.
You're definitely gonna leave before me, so it's fine.
It says for someone else. But it's our address, so...
Oh. Who does it say?
I'm not gonna blast someone's full name, you guys are...
Just say the first name.
Shannon?
Who the hell is Shannon?
I don't know!
Oh.
Do you not know a
That may have been the previous residence. There was a cop that came here the other day, or well, like the other week, and matzi sticks.
You ordered them.
I know, thank you. There was a cop that showed up at the door one morning,
Oh, thank you.
and I like knock, and it was like, I opened the door, and he's like, Shannon, blah blah blah, and I'm like, no Shannon here. He's like, all right. He was serving up some papers. I think it was child services of some sort.
Interesting.
Remember
Interesting.
that I was barely awake.
Yeah, because I think it woke both. Well, I didn't wake me up, but I was still in the half sleeping stupor.
Mm-hmm.
Should I start keeping hot dogs here for you, Josh? So that you can have a hot dog when you want a hot dog?
I'm like not really a hot dog person.
Why didn't you order a hot dog?
Well, you see, I don't know. But sometimes I'm just like, I'll order a hot dog.
Would you like a mozzarella stick?
No.
Okay. Would you like one, Nels?
I'm good, thank you.
You will eat your deep fried dairy,
I will.
and you will like it.
You're damn right I will.
Aggressive.
You ain't gotta... Don't even trip, bro. I will consume this. Wow. Josh, if you didn't want to record today, you could have just said
Tastes like a
something. You could have just said something.
What? No, we're gonna continue recording. This is the content people want.
Is it...
Why do you munch so loud? You're gonna annoy people.
I'm just eating. I don't know what you're talking about. It's crunchy. Shut up.
Poor Gary getting bullied.
Isn't that his life?
Yeah.
Be on my side.
Only sometimes.
Beachy.
Warm up my feet and maybe.
Wow. People are only on your side when you're useful.
It's true. People only want me for my body, but I knew this already.
Mm-hmm.
This is payback because you put my chips from yesterday up on top of the fridge where I can't reach them.
Did you really?
Yes, he did. He looked
Look,
me right in the face as he
Look,
did it too.
look.
What an asshole move.
Look.
Wow.
I was just moving them to a spot that I'm used to putting them. I've always kept fridge chips on top of the fridge.
That's where my parents keep chips too.
See, it makes sense.
Yeah, except I can't reach them and they're my chips.
We'll get you a step stool. We talked about this.
No, put it on top of the cat tower.
I don't know where to go from here. I know there's more to be done.
Shading.
Well,
Yeah.
depends on what you want.
Yeah, that too.
You can do shading.
Remember,
Art Nouveau doesn't
art
do a
is
lot of
never
shading.
finished. It's just
Yeah.
abandoned. So you
Um,
have to decide when to abandon this.
I would say some sort of filigree around the border.
Yeah. Gold.
You can probably find a brush for it.
Yeah.
And some sort of
I have trims and lace, honestly.
Oh man,
some sort of design
I pulled all the cheese out of this one.
inner background.
Time to eat that deep fried bread.
This deep fried bread shelf. Oopsie.
The
Man.
slightly greasy deep fried bread shell.
I once went to Sheetz and got an order of mozzarella sticks. Every stick in there was like this when I bought it.
Bless.
That's so unfortunate.
I was so upset. It was so late and I was so hungry and I'm like, man, let me eat these. Crunch one. Oh man, let's fuck this one up. Put it back. Crunch another. Oh no. Crunch another. Oh no. And I like took a bite out of all of them and got so angry that I angrily ate the rest of all of them.
I mean, I was upset when I had that Kit Kat from
Oh,
your place,
yeah.
and I bit into it, and it was solid chocolate.
That's so unfortunate.
I was so upset.
Oh, it was amazing.
A week later, Amicus and I sit in the garden, enjoying the cool, fresh morning air. So, what's your main argument?
But Adastra has been on a steady rise politically and economically since the beginning of the Adastra policy era. Hey, that's a book and a movie. Why take steps backwards when we're so clearly moving in the right direction?
And Cassius?
That Adastra's decline over the past few hundred years is due to that policy. Instead of looking outward to the children and other siblings, we should be looking inward to better ourselves. I'm sorry, I shouldn't read with my mouth full.
Maybe that's what the people want.
Do you want it, viewers? Are you enjoying the food ASMR?
You'll get an answer in 2 weeks.
I know. And I'm going to completely forget that this happened.
Man, I feel
And
that. I'll get comments of people like saying shit, and I'm like, "What the fuck?
What
are
did
they
we
talking-
do in this episode?
What?
You'll just jump in something. You're like, oh, that was this episode.
Yeah.
Like they were saying today, the exercise episode dropped. You remember, or the X act or whatever. We were talking about replacing the EX with just an X.
Right.
That feels so long ago, especially because we took a fucking month off from Adastra.
Yeah, and Amicus stretches his nose, scratches, scrunches, stretches.
I wish I could stretch my nose.
I mean, you can kind of stretch it.
But like stretch it like you would be stretching your like body. Like flexing it and like stretching it out. Josh, stop. It doesn't work that way.
Wait, I need to try to stretch my non-existent nose.
There's no muscle. It's all that's why there's no real like muscle in it that you can stretch. You can like flare your nostrils out, but that's about as much stretching as you're gonna get. You're not gonna.
You're like stretching everything around the nose to try to move.
Yeah, fucking moving your lips. So dumb.
Amicus, yeah, that's.
Well, that's the basics anyway. Obviously, there is much, much more to it.
Oh, so, are you gonna counter that argument? It seems like a pretty good one to me.
If the wheel of your chariot is caught on a stone, does that mean the campaign should be turned around and ended?
Yes. He looks at me, and I just stare back.
Well, the answer is no. You simply need to give it a push.
In other words...
In other words, the downturn over the past 200 years is simply a stone in the road. Why throw away 10 millennia of progress due to a few centuries of light hardship? Besides, it was completely predictable. The war with the Chemians and the resulting end of diplomatic relations with most of the other siblings caused it. Damn, Amicus, why are you talking so much? We certainly can't have any leverage in the galaxy when the only siblings speaking to us are the cats. If we can fix those relations, we could be well on our way to prosperity again.
Well, that and unstunting your children.
Yes, that too.
Which I still can't believe you did.
Again, it wasn't me. Anyway, that will also be a part of my argument. Upraise the children fully, as the partial uplift programs are now clearly a failure.
And end the slavery.
And consider the debts repaid, yes.
Debts that didn't exist in the first place, sure.
Fucking Marco. Listen, Marco, I have to use very careful language so as not to upset the people. Not to mention the triumvirates. Feelings are sensitive at times like these, and must be considered, despite how tedious or untrue it can be.
Amicus is right. The wolves are very sensitive when it comes to their culture and history. I'm starting to realize that their hubris is probably their biggest downfall. I lean back on the bench, staring.
There's two T's.
To feel a little sweaty under the rising sun. Isn't that gonna be Cassie's whole thing though? Appealing to their feelings, throw out the etiquette.
It's pronounced etiquette.
Well, that's not how it's spelled.
That's how you say it.
It's etiquette.
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 Adequate. Oh shit! Darn it! I'm not gonna play it for you on recording, but I have a video to find for you real quick. It'll take me like 2 seconds. I can definitely find it. I'll show it to you after this part.
And get straight to the point.
Possibly, but I'm confident my composure and consideration will win over the triumvirates.
You even consider not being so confident, maybe preparing for the worst.
I'm confident that I'm prepared for the worst.
I roll my eyes and Amicus glares at me.
I don't understand why you're so insistent on projecting yourself onto me. Just because you aren't sure of yourself doesn't mean that I should be the same.
I frown. Ouch.
Sorry, but I strongly believe in what I'm doing. How can I ever be an emperor if I'm not sure that what I'm doing is right?
Sure, but all I'm saying is that you might not always be right, and you need to be prepared for that.
Trust me, I'm learning as I go, and after the last trial, I'm preparing for everything.
How are they even going to choose the winner? Wouldn't they just pick who they agreed with most?
Technically, no. They're supposed to choose the best performance, the most convincing and dramatic.
How very woven.
True.
So you just have to convince a majority of the triumphants.
Well, yes, but Kato's vote holds twice the power of the triumvirate vote. The triumvirate vote. So I need at least either 4 triumvirates or 2 triumvirates plus Kato.
And what are Kato's beliefs? Amicus shrugs.
He doesn't talk about them much, but again, it shouldn't matter.
He's certainly right about Kato.
That was cold, Nils. Why did you do that?
Was that good?
Meanie.
I mean, but it's summer. Isn't that what you want?
But it's also nighttime and my bare feet is cold when you put cold on it.
Okay. He's certainly right about Kato not talking much about himself. But he tends to be that tends to be the way everyone is around here. I can tell Amicus isn't all that interested in talking about his thought in this, though. So I try to think of something else. What started the war with the Chemians, by the way?
Their ambitions got the best of them. They began to interact with some of our abandoned children, some of which were very close to Adastra.
Oh, is that illegal or something?
Well, technically not if they're abandoned, but it's never really happened considering if a species is abandoned, then that's a signal to the other siblings that race is unupliftable.
Okay. So they weren't breaking any rules.
Even if they weren't breaking laws, they were clearly provoking us by uplifting races just a few hundred light years away from our moon. They are an arrogant people.
Neferu seems nice, always polite.
He definitely is very arrogant, though.
What makes you say that? Is it because of his arrogant demeanor? The way he acted in the bath?
Yeah,
How he acted to Alex the previous day?
it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you go. Vamos.
What, you think I'm gonna...
Yes, I do
jerk out
think.
with my water?
I do think
Yeah.
that.
With my cup?
Yes.
Why don't you just throw ice at him?
I could, I do have ice in here.
Why is no one ever on my side?
Stop being mean to Darian.
Thank you. I love you too. Your legs are also very cold.
I'm sitting in my bed without any
Blankets on. I know.
blankets on.
Fair enough.
So. It's cold in here. Y'all are crazy being hot.
I've
was
never
so
said
warm.
anything about temperature.
It was so.
No, yesterday they were bullying me.
It was so warm in here, Nils.
It's
It
not.
was
It's
very
so hard to sleep when it's that warm.
It's not
It
even
was
warm.
very warm in here.
So incredibly warm. I'm
No,
sorry.
My legs say otherwise.
Well, you've also been sitting around with no blankets on, so. And you're also not wearing like full pants.
No, that's true.
My legs would also be that cold if I was. God! Holding cold water? You're just a cold fella.
This is just what my hands always feel like.
Jesus. No, it's definitely worse because you were holding a cup with ice in it. God.
You should just leave ice in Darian's room.
That would be so sad.
Under
Wow.
his pillow.
Oh, but then I could flip it over and be on the cool side of the pillow.
Yeah, but your pillow would also be wet.
You know, that's true. I don't think I'd like that
Do you
very
want
much.
cold and damp?
Cold.
For a pillow? No, I don't think I would want that.
Why not?
I mean, I get that when I take a shower and then go to bed. So, I mean,
It wouldn't be that much different.
no, not that much different. Just not preferable is all.
It is what it
It's
is.
not my kind of prank anyway. My kind of prank is bald Tim over there.
Yeah.
Fucking bold him.
He'll get moved soon.
Yeah.
No.
We have to both be gone for him to move.
Yeah. I guess I could have done that today.
Yeah. You were in the bath though.
It's
He
fine.
will be moving soon. Let this be a warning.
Amicus smirks.
Well, that's how they often get their way. A facade of niceties to pull you into their trap. Either way, the war was a draw despite their technical advantage. Wolven tenacity beats Chemi and Tech any day.
Despite Amicus's more progressive views on things, he's not immune to Wolven hubris either, it seems. And I'm not in the mood to argue with him about that. You know, Neferu reminds me of a culture on Earth, the Egyptians. I wonder if they uplifted there too. Amicus looks down at me, then snorts.
More likely they just share simple aesthetics. Your people being uplifted twice while having no knowledge of the Galaxius is impossible. The Chemians rarely abandon anyway. Actually, I don't think they ever have. They tend to have the best of luck.
Amicus stretches.
Honestly, though, this talk is boring. This is my only day off before the trial next week. We should be doing something fun.
Like what? Amicus looks around, then grins.
Want to practice Pugnu with me?
No.
Aw, come on.
I don't know. I know Amicus would go easy on me, but I really don't feel like getting sweaty and exhausted right now. Why don't we just go to the island and have a picnic again?
Oh, yeah, great idea.
Amicus grins and hops up, already making his way to the beach as he calls out to Calm to get the food ready. With a sigh, I get up and jog after him towards the sightseer.
Back on the beach.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I stand on the beach, hands on my hips as I look out to the sparkling lake. The breeze that's coming off the water cool and soothing. Adastra City sparkles in the distance as well, making the tall structure look like they have a glass or crystal coating. I look back to Amicus. The wolf is in the process of spreading out a blanket over the shade of a tree. You sure Kato isn't gonna kick your ass for doing this again? I see the wolf's ears flick down for a moment.
That was for missing an appointment. I don't have any today.
I resist telling Amicus that it was about much more than a missed lesson, and instead I walk over to help him spread the blanket out more evenly.
Thank you. Now, shall we eat?
Amicus pulls the the cloth off the blanket, basket, yes, revealing tightly packed in covered plates, along with bottles of wine and Verdi.
I think because it's italicized, you'd probably pronounce it Virdi.
Verdi.
Virdi.
Vidi.
Yeah, okay.
This time, the food is a selection of wraps full of meat and cheese, along with chilled, salted cucumbers.
That sounds nice.
Amicus splays out in the luxurious Roman way as he pulls his plate of food up next to his chest, immediately stuffing a whole wrap into his muzzle. I'm a bit more dainty, instead sitting next to the wolf cross-legged as I nibble on my own wrap. We eat in silence for a while, Amicus gobbling up the majority of the food like always. I notice the wolf drinking more wine than he usually does, probably because it's his day off. After taking a particularly long swig, he points at my legs.
I don't know how you're comfortable doing that. Looks like hell on the knees.
Well, laying down like you are usually hurts my neck. I don't know how you do it for so long. I rub the left side of my neck as I say that, then carefully uncork the bottle of Verdi.
Kata's the same way, but he's old.
He's old. His opinion doesn't matter. He's weak. I take a sip of the cold drink that I've come to really like over the past few weeks. Speaking of Kato, who exactly is he? How did he become the acting emperor? I try circling us or back around to a conversation we've had earlier, wanting to know more about the wolf that's apparently ruling all of Adastra right now.
Oh, well, he was father's friend since childhood. He was the imperial legate until during the Chemian War.
Is that an important position?
It's the highest rank in the military, aside from the emperor, of course. He's credited with preventing outright defeat.
Must be kind of weird for him to have Nephidi walking around in the palace.
Another reason I wonder why Virginia brought him to the palace. Kato's scars aren't just physical.
Physical?
I take it you noticed the visor, yes? Well, he lost an eye and part of his skull during the war. Eventually, the other eye failed as well, and he had to go to our parent to have mechanical vision installed. Anyway, Nephri was born decades after the war, so I doubt Kato holds anything against him specifically.
Is he alright with the alliance thing? Knowing this about Kato makes me worry that he might not agree with Amicus on one of his most controversial topics, politics.
I doubt that, but I think he understands it's necessary if we're to begin re-establishing relations with the other siblings.
I feel my stomach turn a little as I realize we might be disadvantaged in this trial as well. Amicus, what's going to happen if you lose this next trial?
Again, don't worry.
I know you don't think it could happen, but if it does, what happens to me? Amicus frowns at me, a meat wrap halfway in his mouth, face to his face. Okay, before he sets it down.
First of all, I won't have you worrying about Cassius's words. What he said was out of anger, and besides, I'll have measures in place to stop it from ever happening.
What measures?
I'm not fully sure of that yet, but I will have them in place by the time the next trial comes. Very good measures.
And aside from that, what do I do next? Amicus thinks.
Like I said before, I'll ensure a way home for you. The problem is the illegality of you being here. The more people who know about it, the more likely a monitor will be alerted to what happened. I need to be very careful about who I let know about the situation.
Okay. I look down at my food, suddenly having lost my appetite. Amicus sighs, sounding annoyed.
Come on, Marco, this is likely going to be your last few weeks here. Stop focusing so much on what's unlikely to happen. Let's enjoy ourselves a little bit.
The wolf suddenly sits up, brushing the crumbs off his fur before swigging down more wine.
Come, let's practice combat.
What? I said I didn't want to do that.
Well, since you're worried about Cassius, I'll teach you a few tricks to take him down.
Take him down?
Well, I don't trust him to keep his paws to himself now, so if he ever tries to take advantage of you while I'm not around, you can at least hold him off long enough to get away.
Yeah, and that won't make everything worse.
Well, after what happened a few days ago, I suppose it can't get much worse.
I slowly get to my feet, straightening out my robes. I'm not sure about that. Besides, we just ate. Amicus laughs.
It's not like you're Kato. I think I'll be able to keep my food and drink down.
What about me?
I'm not going to hit you or anything.
Amicus squares his stance, standing in the sand to the side of the blanket, still in the shade. I sigh, recognizing that Amicus is the one who's one of those moods where it's hard to talk him out of doing something. I walk over to stand in front of the wolf, my arms folded.
And about Kato, I could probably beat him in a fair fight. He just caught me by surprise that last time.
I pause, then raise an eyebrow. What do you mean?
I mean, he started fighting no holds barred without warning. I'd have given him the business if I'd known we were doing that. Going to do that. Given him the business.
Hey, I don't think of you any less for losing a fight to an old man. Amicus furrows his brow, the way he does when he realizes that I'm teasing him.
I'm serious.
So am I. I mean, you almost had me that one time in the spaceship. You're a real force to be reckoned with.
It's not smart to tease a wolf before a fight, human.
I'm not teasing.
And kicking an unsuspecting man in the balls isn't exactly a win in my book.
It isn't mine.
Wow, what a loser. Clearly. Speaking of which.
Okay, we'll probably end the part here.
Okay.
Cause it's getting a bit long. But
All right.
we'll
Well, that
see
was
you
fun.
around, everyone.
Yeah.